So, while we're all waiting patiently for Silksong, let's talk about everything we already know. I'll scour through everything Silksong related from the last 3 to 4 years and sum it up in a few minutes. So, let's get started. Hollow Knight Silksong started its development as a DLC, not a game. They started development almost right after Hollow Knight was released. They then decided to make an entire game, because being constrained to just a DLC isn't something they vibe with. So after a while of relentlessly working on Silksong, they dropped a trailer in 2019, followed up with a demo and some blog posts here and there for the remainder of 2019. 2020 was very empty, no new blog posts but some riddles from Leth revealing 4 new characters, and 2021 had an Edge magazine interview, technically the 31st December of 2020, but I don't care. Then we got a second trailer in June of 2022 and a confirmation of a release time frame, and that would be June 2022 till June 2023, which is soon. So let's go over everything again. So in Silksong you'll be playing as Hornet in a completely different kingdom. Hollow Knight was located in Hallownest, and Silksong will be played in Farloom. We actually know quite a bit about Farloom. For example, we know that it's haunted by Silk and Song. It's a hotspot for pilgrimage due to its shining citadel. Music, bells, and Silk all play a great role in Silksong. Just like the name says, Silk Song. The bell is some kind of religious symbol, as it's almost everywhere. Some bugs even wear them. Music also seems to play a great part, as it's part of the cause of what haunts the kingdom. Even the poem at the beginning of the game called Farloom's Folly is written by a conductor named Romano, and I will just assume that Team Cherry don't mean the train kind of conductor but the music kind. The local currency, rosaries, are holy currency beads. This is not the first mentioning of holy or religious things, as there is an NPC that is called the Church Keeper. Team Cherry even explicitly says so, a kingdom dedicated to faith and pilgrimage. Now, in contrast to Hallownest, Farloom is actually a living kingdom. We can see bugs just doing their thing, like the worker bugs in Deep Dogs, or the bell cultists. I don't know if that's the official name, but I'm rolling with it because that's the name mossbag gave them. They are found in a lot of shots, and most of them, I assume, are located within the Shining Citadel. Then, there are a lot of ants, located in the Forest of Bones, which has now been renamed as Bone Bottom, with an OST already out. The ants also seem to have this giant theater or opera house, in which you fight Hunter Queen Carmelita. The fact that she is a Hunter Queen means that the ants are some kind of hunters, which kinda makes sense, as they're all wearing some kind of headwear made of skulls. Let's go deeper and look at some different areas. As of now, we know of a few areas. Some are named and some not even confirmed to be an area. Maybe just even a sub-area. But here we go anyways. The Moss Grotto is the first area of Farloom we'll get to meet, and when we look at the demo, it's not that big. That's probably because it's a King Pass kinda deal. A tutorial area. At the end of the Moss Grotto you'll fight the Moss Mother. The second area we see in the demo is Deep Docks. This is also where you fight Lace, probably the first encounter. You will also find Forge Daughter, who will make you tools and stuff, pretty neat. Let's talk about Greymoor, one of the biggest areas Team Cherry have ever created. The fact that it's one of the biggest could mean two things. It's similar in size but smaller than City of Tears, or it's bigger than City of Tears but not the biggest. Maybe the Citadel or something is even bigger, but who knows. There's also the Coral Forest, which has these silver enemies that are suspiciously similar to Steel Soul Jin. Could that mean that Jin is from Farloom? Not much else is known about the Coral Forest, but it does have this sick ass boss. There's also of course the Shining Citadel, which lies at the top of Farloom. It is said that she ascends on a deadly pilgrimage to the kingdom's peak. In other words, Hornet climbs up to the Citadel. The Shining Citadel is a reason for all of the pilgrimage in Farloom. Bugs seek something there, as for example the Caravan, a friendly band of travelers trekking the dangerous roads of Farloom in search of something precious. Then there's this area called Far Fields. Not much else is known about this area, but we at least know a name. The other areas that may have been shown in the trailers, like the Clock Tower, haven't been confirmed as their own area. They may as well be a part of a bigger area, just like how Ancestral Mound is a part of the Crossroads. So I won't be going into detail, but here are some shots of those different areas. Now that was just the kingdom. There are a lot of bosses and NPCs with some interesting things to talk about, and I haven't even gotten to the gameplay aspect of Silksong. But let's talk about bosses. The announcement trailer had a section titled New Bosses. Shown were the Bell Beast, Trobio, the Moss Mother, Coral Giant, Blaze, Hunter Queen Carmelita, and the Robot. In that order. Other confirmed bosses are Steel Assassin Sharp, Seth, and the Last Judge. There are of course other shots in the trailers that might show bosses, but we really don't know. Here are some of those. But let's talk about some boss lore. You fight the Bell Beast in the Marrow. My first thought was marrow, like bone marrow? The Marrow is Silksong's equivalent to the Stagways. The Bell Beast is also the quick travel system of Silksong. I don't know how that will work, maybe you have to beat it to unlock certain stations. Trobio is master of the stage, brush, and voice. Makes sense as his battle is in this theater looking room. He's also a butterfly apparently. Lace is a rival of some sort to Hornet, and she uses a pin, which is a traditional weapon of Farloom. Maybe tying her in with the Bell cultists who use the same pin. She seems to have a similar relationship to Hornet like Hornet had to the Knight in Hollow Knight. She calls Hornet Little Spider, in contrast to Hornet's nickname for the Knight, which is Little Ghost. She also seems to have a myriad of attacks. I mean, look at how many attacks she has. I have heard that a lot of people really struggled with her while playing the demo, even people who are really good at Hollow Knight. She even has a move where she just moves back and retreats. They gave her a retreat just to make her a bit easier and to give the player a break. You will fight her at least twice, one in Deep Docks and one in this dark room with flowers and pipes. Hunter Queen Carmelita is, as her title says, an ant queen, and probably located in Bone Bottom. Her arena is this giant auditorium with ants, watching you fight her. Not much else is known about her except that she's a backer boss and her name has two spellings, Carmelita and Carmelitia, probably just a typo. This robot is probably in Bone Bottom or Deep Docks from the look of it. His design kinda resembles an ant and the background is full of bones, but the mechanical aspect of his design at the lava point toward Deep Docks, so who knows. Steel Assassin Sharp is another backer boss and a rival of Hornet. He is tasked with eliminating Hornet. Sharp is part of a deadly trio. We only see their silhouettes, but something feels familiar. It's the left guy. His silhouette matches the silver enemy from the Coral area. But the other one? Yeah, I have no clue who that's supposed to be. But Team Cherry loves this new concept of trios. Enemies 163, 164 and 165 are also some kind of trio. The Last Judge was first revealed in the Edge magazine. Not much else is known about this guy. He does share a resemblance with some other enemies, and this guy is apparently called Judge. So they're probably related, but everything else is speculation. I think everyone knows about Seth's story and it's quite sad. But Seth Goldman's character Seth is a boss and NPC that we can find at Silksong. He uses a pin like Lace and the other bugs, but his looks more like copper. Is this just a design choice or does this have greater meaning? He talks about a voice that has chosen him. He is said to protect a long forgotten secret, so maybe this voice has chosen him to protect that. It is also mentioned that he is at the base of the Citadel. He also seems to be a reverse grip enthusiast. Let's get to those NPCs, shall we? We do have some NPCs to work with. We don't know anything about some, but some we know quite well. So Cornifer got a replacement and I feel conflicted, because I can't enjoy his sweet tunes anymore. But Chakra's cool, I guess. Chakra is the map merchant of Silksong and works almost exactly like Corny. As we all know, Cornifer leaves behind his discarded papers. Chakra leaves these rings. She also sells mapping tools according to one of Team Cherry's blog posts. Her lore is pretty deep compared to Corny though. She's on a search to find her master who went missing. She's also from a clan of craftsmen, or rather, craftsbugs. Forge Daughter will be located in Deep Docks, like I've already mentioned. She will be able to make and repair tools. She refers to herself using the royal we. For what reason is currently unknown, but it's still a cool character trait. Oh, and she laughs when you hit her assistant Ballo. Grindel is also categorized as a merchant because you can exchange your rosaries for gossip. He was revealed in one of the 4 2020 riddles and was shown to be locked up in some prison. I guess he's Silksong's equivalent to Lem, giving you lore in exchange for trinkets? Well, Grindel takes money, but close enough. The caravan is a friendly band of travelers and they have a single humble wish. What that wish may be is unknown. There are also fleas which are like grubs. They are hidden throughout the map and it's your mission to find them. Garment and Zaza are an interesting bunch. Garment is quite chatty and my guess is also pretty darn crazy. I mean, look at him riding his steed into battle. But what's kind of head scratching is that Zaza could be the real brains of the pair. Meaning either Zaza is highly intelligent or Garment's head is empty. Probably just both. Sherma is an optimistic pilgrim on a spiritual journey. You will cross paths with him often due to his lack of combat and acrobatic prowess. Nothing more about him has been revealed, so hey, look at his cool hat! Then there are the Church Keeper and Huntress, who we know next to nothing about. The Church Keeper appears once in the demo and in the trailer, and the Huntress is from the riddles and has one line of known dialogue. She wants your organs or something. But hey, would you look at that? I'm at page 7 of the script and I haven't even gotten to the gameplay part of this video. So the demo told us that Hornet can jump higher, has less hang time in the air, and has this cool edge grab. Tools are items Hornet can use in combat and exploration and other aspects we do not know yet. Their uses are limited, but they can be repaired using shell shards. Shell shards drop from enemies and are used at benches to repair your tools. Now the thing that I noticed is that some enemies drop exclusively shell shards and some drop rosaries and shell shards. My theory here is that bugs that are just denizens of Farloom drop shell shards and bugs that are citizens of Farloom drop rosaries. Comment down below if you have your own theory. Crests will allow Hornet to equip different combinations of tools and change the look of her health bar. We can see down here that she can switch her crest, and on the right are different tools she can equip. Yellow tools seem to be mapping tools because this symbol slightly resembles a compass, and this tool down here straight up looks like a compass. Red seems to be just ordinary combat tools, and as for blue, yeah, I have no idea. But when we compare these two shots of different crests, one being the Reaper and the other the Wanderer seems to have color-coded slots for tools, while the Reaper has no color, but only the respective symbol for those tools. But another part of combat worth mentioning is Silk. Silk is similar to Soul. You gain Silk when hitting enemies or fighting Silk spindles or webs, similar to Soul totems. She can use Silk for healing and different abilities like throwing her needle. Her heal is different from the Knight though. The Knight charges up and uses a third of his soul meter to heal. Hornet uses all of her Silk and a quick bind to heal 3 masks of damage. This is to make combat more fast paced, which I think will be quite interesting. But enemies are now more dynamic and less video gamey. Team Cherry seem to put a lot of effort into enemy and boss behavior and attacks, giving them all more options as to the usual walk and attack. The quest system is an organized board where you can choose your own quests. One of these quests may be to escort Garment or Zaza to, I don't know, the nearest Pizza Hut. These quest boards will be found in cities and towns. They are categorized as the following: Gatherer, Wayfarer, Hunt, and Grand Hunt. Team Cherry have also said that they are keeping the traditional quests from Hollow Knight that you just have to stumble upon, which I think is a good decision. Not all of these things have been confirmed by Team Cherry, but we're quite sure on these. But before I move on, I have one question for you. Could you consider subbing, please?